And welcome back to the post show.
Here we go. Good morning, Vietnam.
You in a Robin Williams mood today? We watched Robots today, and Robin Williams is in that movie.
It's true.
Fun fact, Ewan McGregor plays the main character.
Isn't Good Morning Vietnam Tom Hanks?
No, that's Robin Williams.
Is it Robin Williams?
100%. I would put money on it.
I'm having like a Mandela effect moment.
Before we get any further,
we should explain what's going on.
We're currently not playing Pokemon.
No,
I mean, we are in the past, but we're voices.
This is the future.
We're voices of the future. So,
we are recording this post commentary because we did
a big
oopsie or two.
We picked a whole bouquet of oopsie daisies.
A whole bouquet of oopsie daisies. Just for you, our sweet, dear YouTube viewers.
So somewhere along the way we lost our audio for this episode.
Yes.
So we're going to just go ahead and record this and upload it as is. Now we don't have to worry very much because not a lot happened to this episode.
No.
We had gotten this Merrel, this huge power Merrel, which I was pretty happy about. But it's essentially a training episode.
Yes.
So we'll treat this as a nice little podcasty kind of thing where we talk about Pokemans.
Yeah, and other such nonsense.
And then get off topic and talk about 7 other different things.
Oh my goodness.
Look out for the Junk Cast, also
Whatever
known as What Was I
7-Up?
Talking About Again? Huh?
Whatever happened to 7-Up?
It's still around.
Are you sure?
No, because I don't drink soda.
I don't drink much either, and when I do, it's almost exclusively Mountain Dew.
And I watch from the closet, almost primarily dressed as Superman.
What?
This is a Rick and Morty bit. Your brain's too dumb to understand that super intelligent Laura the cat is sitting on your laptop.
Yeah. He wants to participate.
He's posted up.
He wants to
He's playing Doom.
He wants to be a friend.
So
I don't know if it's like still warm because it was just on. I turned it off.
Probably. That's why cats like do that. Also, I've heard this fact from you is that they want to copy what you're doing.
Yes.
So that's why they attack TVs and stuff when you're playing video games.
Yes, cats are social animals, and cats have a tendency to try and replicate the thing that like their quote unquote pack is doing.
Mm-hmm.
That way they feel included, and they go, "Hey, I'm part." They're going like, "I'm part of this family. I'm part of this group." So because we're all doing the same thing together, and that means we're bonding.
Yeah, our good little Oshie boy.
That's part of the reason why, like, they'll bring you stuff that they hunted.
Yeah.
Is because
they want you to be proud.
It's not that they want you to be proud. It's that cats think we are incapable of feeding ourselves. So they go, "Here, I hunted this for you, so now you have dinner tonight."
I've literally never seen you hunt anything. Here, let me go grab something.
So yes.
Oh, fun fact. Gage thought that he brought him a mouse the other day.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, oh no, the apartment has mice.
Uh-huh.
But turns out it was just like this stuffing crap that comes out of the couch. But it was just mouse shaped.
I am confusioned. So
Gen 9. Since we're in the future, we get to talk about the trailer that recently released.
Yeah, the only thing I want to talk about is how cool Fuego Coco is.
Fuego Coco.
Fuego Coco.
That's the second evolution. Fuego Coco into Fuego Coco.
Yeah.
And into Fuego Mente Coco.
No, Fuego Mente. No, it's gotta be evolve into Fuego Caliente Coco.
Fuego Caliente Coco. Oh god. Flashbacks. I do remember this. I remember us freaking out because we found a girl.
Fire much cocoa.
Fuego mucho coco.
Fuego mucho coco. Yeah, we're still getting flashbacks from Ultra Instinct Gyarados.
Good old drip Gyarados.
Like, that fight wasn't like quite as bad as we remember it being because we were so horrified at the time.
Let's be fair. A water boosted rain boosted stab waterfall on a Gyarados. That's terrifying. Now, looking back on it, I don't know if we've talked about this yet. Looking back on that fight, there were mistakes. Like, I think Baggy Pants like took a leer or something, so he was like defense dropped. But I was so terrified, and I wanted to kill this Gyarados that I wasn't paying attention. And then he got yeeted. Speaking of not paying attention, R.I.P. Bloon.
Force him out from our homies.
Our homies.
Our two dead friends, Baggy Pants and Bloon.
To be fair,
To be fair.
If I'm 100% honest, I'm surprised we've only lost 2 Pokemon so far.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like we're doing really well.
But we've had a couple of really clutch strategies that have really kept us in the game.
And
every single time,
a clutch Bucktooth.
Every single time we've needed it to shine, fucking Bucktooth comes through like a champion.
Bucktooth is the mascot and the starter of the channel. If we were to replace Bonsai at some point, or Bonsai dies, it doesn't even count as our starter.
Like, it doesn't even matter because we've used Bonsai like once in the fight that you're forced to use it in.
Yeah.
And then it's just been on the wings until it became a Torterra, and it's done like almost nothing.
It's earthquaked like one thing and hit a Razor Leaf, I think. But
I don't even know if this has happened yet.
Maybe.
I know we have Torterra at this point.
Yeah, we do. I know that for a fizzity fact. But I remember getting him up because I wanted him to have Earthquake, because we needed a ground type for something. Look at that boy. Right now, we're checking stats because I was like, how strong is our Thicky?
Yeah.
And
because it evolved, and we were trying to like compare its attack stat to our other Pokemon, like at the same relative level.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to decide just how good Huge Power is. Not Pure Power. Pure Power is a completely different Pokemon ability.
Totally different. What's the difference, we may ask? What's the difference between Pure Power and Huge Power?
You want to know the difference? Mm-hmm. Leave a comment.
Leave a comment. We'll do a little guessy goo like we did with Onyx.
And don't look it up because that's
cheating.
Defeat the purpose.
Cyrus. Cyrus.
And both abilities have been featured in this playthrough.
They have.
So, if you've been following along, you might actually know the difference between Huge Power and Pure Power, because I'm pretty sure we talked about it when we captured Meditite.
I think we did.
I think we even talked about it when we captured this Merrel.
Yep. Pretty sure we did. Oh god, again, it got me again. I thought it was going to explode.
Every time.
I think when we recorded this episode, when we did a little oopsie and lost the audio for this episode, and then now again. So 3 times I've thought this Graveler is going to explode.
And it was funny because I explicitly remember this fight because you had me look up when Graveler learns explosion.
Or self-destruct. So, would you count Azumarill as like a rabbit Pokemon?
I've never thought about it. I suppose I would.
He's got like rabbit ears, but he's also an egg.
Yeah. He's like a little painted Easter egg.
He is. Or like, well, for a while, like and probably even now still. Because in Sword and Shield was the last time I did like egg stuff. All the eggs look the same.
I've never thought about it. What is the real world race equivalent, species equivalent of Merrel and Azumarill?
Well, because Merrel is like a mouse.
Yeah. Well, because Merrel was intended to be kind of like the opposite of Pikachu.
Yeah.
So Pikachu was like the little water mouse,
Pika-Blue.
or electric mouse, and Merrel was going to be like the water mouse, water Pikachu.
Is this the Gen 2 clone? The Gen 2 Pikachu. Pikachu clone?
I mean,
because was there one for Gen 2? Probably not.
So no, but that's because
you sound like Christopher Walken.
No,
I don't think Merrel is a Pikachu clone.
Let me drop some knowledge on you. So, I don't know how many people don't know this. And I'm not saying that to like sound condescending and pretend like I know things that a lot of people don't.
Too late.
Because I feel like, and this is a problem that I have. I take for granted things that I feel like are common knowledge. So when I share like trivia facts like this, people find me to be like kind of condescending about it, and I don't try to be.
No.
It's like I just assumed, because like this is kind of information that's been around for like 20, 30 years at this point, right? So I just assumed that everybody has picked up on this at one point or another. But here's the thing about Generation 1 and 2. All of the Pokemon were designed at the same time.
Oh.
That's why in the first episode of the anime, Ho-Oh is flying through the sky.
Yeah. And Misty has like a Togepi in like the first arc. Yeah. Doesn't she?
Well, she gets one fairly early on. But yeah, I believe she gets her Togepi before Johto. But like that's the whole thing, because like the lore of Ho-Oh is like when new trainers set off on their adventure, if they see Ho-Oh flying through the sky, it means that
they get a wish.
It means that their adventure is basically going to be blessed.
Yeah. Because that's one of the theories on why Ash is still 10, 20 years later.
I mean, the truth is far less interesting. But fan theories can be fun.
I like the coma theory personally. Or the he's dead theory.
The coma one is kind of interesting, but that's because it reminds me of a narrative design of a video game from like the PS3 era, I think it was. Pretty sure it was Driver 3.
Okay.
So the whole game of Driver 3 actually takes place in the mind of the main character because he's in a coma.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cool how they incorporate it into the game world, because like you can get into like airplanes and helicopters.
Yeah.
And if you fly up high enough, you'll stop hearing like the sound of the game, and you'll start to hear like hospital sounds.
Oh wow.
Because it's like you're literally lifting yourself like out of the dream state and like back into reality temporarily. It's really, really interesting.
That is interesting. I'm not a fan of like it was all a dream kind of like things in the end, but
no. So they do it a little bit differently, because it's not like it's not like it's not known.
Yeah.
Like in the introduction of the game, like the main character is like in a car accident.
Yeah.
And put into a coma. And then it shifts, and like it's well established that the main character's in a coma throughout the story.
Fair enough. But so I guess we should talk a little bit about the Pokemon theories for people who are unaware of them.
Yeah.
So the Ho-Oh theory, which I think is like right now the one that all the fans want to be true, which is when you see Ho-Oh, it essentially grants you a wish if you see it as he flies by.
Yeah. And
the theory is Ash saw Ho-Oh in like the first couple episodes of the series.
Literally
or was it episode 1?
The end of the first episode.
And he wished that
maybe the end of the second one.
He wished that this happened. He could do this forever. He's like, man, I wish this could happen forever, and that's why he never ages. Is because he's doing it literally forever. The coma theory is also in episode 1 when all the Spearows attack and like charge him off a cliff.
Yeah.
Is that he actually got knocked into a coma. / died. And this is all taking place in his head. And like it gets even deep, like there's some kind of crazy stuff, like each character he meets along the way are like visions of like his different like feelings or whatever. Like Brock is his sexuality.
Yeah.
That's why he's always hitting on girls, which is weird. And what was it? That one's like kind of weird. And then there's another theory I can't think of off the top of my head. There's the one where he's literally just an immortal. He just doesn't age. Because time still goes on around him. But to be fair, Ash sucks at Pokemon, so he needs as much time as possible.
Well, there's also like the fan theory, quote unquote. I kind of put it in quotes, and I'll explain why in a second. about like Gary's Raticate in the game.
Oh yeah.
Where, like you kill Gary's Raticate. So in the original like design documentation, Pokemon could die.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of a weird carryover, likely from that kind of design philosophy. Because something that could happen, one of the mechanics that they had originally thought about adding into the game was like if your Pokemon got knocked out too many times, it would literally just die, and you'd have to go out and catch another one.
That's crazy.
But after
it's not child friendly though.
After discussing it, it's not even so much that it wasn't child friendly. After discussing it so much, they didn't think that the idea would function that well in the game as a part of like the core design.
Yeah.
So they scrapped it altogether. And then because it's like such a young friendly, like a child oriented demographic that Pokemon just really is caters to, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
I was gonna say designed for, but not really, because like a lot of the original ideas in Pokemon were much darker.
Yeah.
But
like, well, so the lore of Pokemon 2 is like people and Pokemon are like of the same like branch of evolution almost.
yeah.
That like kind of explains why when people die, their spirits like inhabit and turn into ghost Pokemon.
Yeah. Dude, there's a lot of like fucked up.
Ghost Pokemon are fucked.
Like not even just ghost Pokemon, like
one of the Pokedex entries for Gengar is like, don't have a Gengar in your team.
Yeah.
He will kill you.
Yeah.
He will kill you in your sleep.
Like they're like Gengar will just inevitably, like it's a guarantee.
Yeah,
that,
it's not
that
even
Gengar will eventually kill you.
You see that Gengar? You know, you think he likes you? No, he's plotting to kill you. He's just waiting for his moment. Dude, fucking Dusknoir. Sorry, let me just get this Dusknoir lore out. So he has the big stomach, right? You know, like his mouth is a stomach.
Yeah.
He talks about he literally like eats, like grabs Pokemon in it, consumes their soul and spits out their husk.
Yeah.
It's so fucked.
One of my favorite, I forget what game it's in. One of my favorite Pokedex entries is like, you know, there are like third world countries who identify that drowsies are about because children will just start dying in their sleep.
Yeah, or like disappearing too. Like
because
drowsies are kidnappers.
Because like the whole thing is like drowsies eat dreams.
Yeah.
And they're like child dreams are the most delicious.
Yeah.
But drowsies have a tendency to like overeat child dreams until they like just kill the child. It's really
fucking dark
stuff.
Even our boy Bloon was fucked up too.
Yeah.
Bloon is known to hang out around orphanages and carry children away.
Yeah.
Fucking a little less menacing because it's not children dying, but what's its name? The ice ghost type that you can evolve Snorunt into, like Glalie, and then the other one, Frostlass. So Frostlass is the spirit of like a dead woman who died in the mountains.
Yeah.
And she lures men into caves and freezes them to death and then uses them as sculptures.
Yep.
In her cave. It's so fucked. I was about to say FromSoft. Oops.
I mean,
Pokemon Company.
Japan in particular, and like with Japan being the like birthplace of Shintoism.
Yeah.
They have a like really rich like folklore involving stuff like that.
Spirits and shit? Oh yeah. Like what was it? What does Chandelor have like any crazy lore?
Probably. I don't know of any off the top of my head, but I am like 200% positive that Chandelor probably has some sort of twisted Pokedex entry somewhere.
Oh boy. The Zuck. Oh, I didn't even look up what I wanted to look up. I wanted to look up Chandelor.
You just like picked up your phone and put it back down.
What's fucked up about Chandelor's lore?
I'm sure we'll get a big booty hit.
Why are people sleeping on Chandelor? No, not like it's like usefulness.
So there was another one that I get a kick out of. Yamask.
Yeah.
Like Yamask is like literally carrying around its human face.
Oh, I can't. Hold on. It hit me like crazy.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I don't know what Kyle's got to do, but he's ruining everything.
Everything's bad.
That's going to be fun to edit.
Oh.
I think he's got to use the facilities
I do have to use the facilities.
very suddenly. So I'm going to be on my own entertaining the people as we watch. Oh, I guess we were thinking about swapping it out. So this Machop has been on an adventure with us. So it's been in the box, it's been out of the box. Machop is an interesting Pokemon. I always end up with female Machops that I name Big Bertha. Machop is fun. It plays a pretty good role, if I remember, in the upcoming gym. Oh yeah, our Ponyta that knows like 2 fire attacks redundantly. Make up your mind.
Don't make fun.
Make up your mind. Do you want to keep Zuck on the team or not? Zuck is like the #1 Pokemon that's been like switched on and off the team more than any other Pokemon.
Alright. Maybe.
But to be fair, we were going to use baggy pants, and you know.
We were, and then, you know, the thing happened.
Until the drip came to get us.
Sorry, folks. I was sitting here, we were talking about ghost shit, and then, like, I was like, I kind of got to pee. But I'm like, oh, I'll wait. I'll be good. And then it slowly,
like, nope.
exponentially grew, and I was like, I can't.
There is no waiting.
There is no more waiting. Do or do not, there is no try to pee.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Don't make fun of my doubling up on fire moves.
What's wrong with trying?
The Zuck. No, the Zuck actually might not be on the team once we get the Lucario. Once we get the Riolu egg.
The Riolu egg?
Yeah.
That's kind of going to be a slight pain in the Tuchus to evolve.
Well, we have the Soothe Bell.
Yeah. I mean, getting his friendship up won't be too bad. It's just, you know, playing during the daylight hours.
Oh, yeah. I may grind him up off camera. Who knows?
That might be appropriate. I don't, because it hasn't happened yet.
It has not happened yet.
Unlike what we're watching right now.
Which has
happened. Time is weird.
So Palmy.
Palmy.
The new cute Pokemon from Gen 9. He's very cute. He's the new Pikachu clone. And I adore him. I hope you can get him early game, because so far in the trailers, he was like a trainer's Pokemon.
I'm sure you will not be able to.
Probably not.
It's gonna be like...
My luck, he'll be a Violet exclusive.
Yes. And then I will capture them.
And never trade
capture
one for me.
all of them. And you will never be allowed to have
but
one.
What's not a version exclusive is our new boy Lechonk.
Yes.
Lechonk and Smoliv.
Lechonk and Smoliv.
So, Gen 9...
Game Freak understands meme culture.
Yeah, Gen 9 is the meme generation we've established. Because not only is there Lechonk, literally translated in French to the chonk.
Literally translates to the chonk.
And Smoliv, literally spelled S-M-O-L. Smoliv.
Yeah, that one's like kind of interesting because it's kind of layered because it's like
Olive.
Smol, like S-M-O-L.
Yep.
But it's also like Smoliv, like S-M-O-L-I-V-E because it's got
It's
an olive
olive,
on its
yep.
head.
They're the kings of wordplay when it comes to like naming Pokemon. And then not only on top of that, but the Professor in Violet.
Yeah.
Is a direct ripoff of Giga Chad.
Genuine Giga Chad.
It's so hilarious. Everyone knows. So I forget what he's Professor something, whatever his name is. Oh, let me see Let me look this up. If only I had a small computer in my hand.
If only there was a small computer that you had access to.
New Pokemon.
So we need to. While he's doing that, we need to talk about how overpowered the department store is in this game.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
I think the only store that's the only department store that's better is Generation 1, where you can just straight up buy evolutionary stones.
Alrighty.
Opinion me.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. So Pokemon Scarlet, you'll meet Professor Sada, or Sada.
Sada, yeah.
And she is like has like cave woman attire.
I like it if Professor Sada sat on me.
Tish.
Tish.
And then Professor Toro is the Giga Chad. So his name, yeah, Turo. So Professor Toro, but everyone knows his first name is Chad. Chad Toro.
I'd pronounce that Toro, but
Toro.
It's yeah.
Possibly.
Because Toro is like Toro.
Turo. And
they wanted to name him Turbo, but after the movie about the snails, they were like, that's a bit sketchy.
You mean Turbo?
Yeah.
There was a
man, just look at these like TMs. You could just straight up buy Thunderbolt Flamethrower.
It's ridiculous. I'm now showing him a meme.
I'm being shown a meme.
There, he chuckled at the meme.
I laughed at the meme.
So I think you're right.
If Kyle
now
has any self-respect, he'll put it on the screen for everybody.
Can't quite possibly. I'll leave the iFunny watermark there too. That's
no
right.
Shade.
That's right. I could be any one of you. But it's probably the one that has my profile picture is my little face for the channel. So it won't be hard to find me.
Nope.
Anyway, I think you were right. I think last time we discussed, you were like, the Scarlet Professor is more interested in the past of Pokemon.
Yeah.
And the Violet is more interested in the future of Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's 100% what they're going with, because she has like the cave woman kind of attire.
Yeah.
And he looks like very futuristic.
Yeah, he's in like a Tron suit under his lab coat.
Yeah, and then the Scarlet, like, box art legendary is like a crazy dragon lizard thing.
Yeah.
And the Violet one is
Sky
like
Dragon.
The Violet one is like a crazy lizard robot mech thing.
It's so cool.
It's so cool looking.
It's so cool. It's part robot.
I do still stand behind my. I think I like Scarlet better, not only because it's red, but I like the Scarlet box art legendary.
You're biased.
I'm biased
Because you just like the color red?
Yeah, I do like the color red.
And I'm biased because I really like mechs.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like it's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's like I was made for this. Oh boy. That line in Endgame, it's like I was made for this.
Yeah.
When the Hulk like gets to do the snap.
Yeah.
It's so pretentious because I feel like they were trying to say we had this plan from the beginning.
Yeah,
I feel like no, you didn't. You can explain it away like, oh, it just so happens, but they're like, no, we get that they plan stuff in advance. You know what I mean? Like, and we're already impressed with you. Well, some of us, I know you aren't, but we're already pretty impressed with what you've made, Marvel.
Earlier today, maybe like an hour and a half ago, I referred to Marvel as visually striking mediocrity.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I don't mind, like, I don't need, I'm not saying you do, but I don't need, like, some stuff to have deeper meaning. Some things can just be cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some things can just be cool, but, like, there's not that much nuance to a lot of it, I think, is my biggest problem. Like, there's a lot of just, like, it's all very surface level, which, you know, isn't necessarily a bad thing because it means everybody can understand it without having to worry about digging too deep.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, that's probably the one reason why I like Tony Stark so much as a character.
Yeah.
Like, out of the whole MCU, the only character that I really like is Tony Stark. And that's because Tony Stark, and it probably has to do with the fact that just, you know, the Iron Man movies were just big, huge successes.
Yeah.
And like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, like single-handedly saved the character as like a comic book character.
Yeah. Because now Robert Downey Jr. is just Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like, same with, almost similar to Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Being Doctor Strange or...
Yeah. Because, like, literally in the comics, they, like, redesigned Tony Stark to look like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, from here on out. Yep.
That's kind of like the whole thing. And it has more of that, like, Marvel MCU aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
Like, his actual suits. But point of the story is, this might just be because the Iron Man movies were way more, like, comparatively, like, really, really successful standalone. But it had more room to flesh Tony Stark out as a more complex character.
Yeah.
And again, I have nothing against, like, the surface level writing and general storytelling. It's just, I prefer things to have some depth to it.
Yeah. No,
that's all it is.
I appreciate it when it's there, but I don't, like, need it to be there. You know what I mean?
Like, there's nothing wrong with, you know, going the Ethan Klein route of
oh god,
design
think
philosophy.
about it, dude.
Yeah, you don't even have to think about it, dude.
Just for context, he's been referencing that fucking thing for like a week and a half now.
Because you don't even have to think about it, dude.
Also, FYI, he does not like Ethan Klein.
Just air out all my dirty laundry. Hey, if it makes you feel any better,
brought
I'm definitely not the only one
who doesn't like
Ethan Klein, especially in the current climate.
Yikes.
Yikes.
So I looked up the Legendaries, like just a better look at them, and look at these two lizardy boys.
Yeah.
What do you think typing?
So the robot one is gonna be Dragon Electric.
I can see that.
Like, I can't imagine it being any, like, the only other type it might be is Dragon Steel, but I feel like that would be too good.
Well, I mean, a Legendary has been Dragon Steel. That's what Dialga is.
Yeah, but Dialga was just not very good.
And then Duraludon or whatever the fuck in Gen 8.
Yeah, Duraludon is also Dragon Steel.
I hate the design of Duraludon.
I forget it exists.
Why is it Dragon type?
I have no idea.
It's just a building. What? I mean, I know why they made it, but they could have done so much cooler stuff with the design.
The problem...
I want to make a Skyscraper Pokemon.
It needs...
Fine.
It depends on, like, the base stats and the move distribution and stuff like that, but...
If any two Legendaries were going to be Dragon type, it's going to be these two. You can't have lizardy boys and not have them be Dragon type.
One is going to be Dragon Electric, and the other one is just going to be like Mono Fire.
Well, oh god, fuck that. The red one, he's got such beautiful plumage.
Yeah, it's going to be Dragon Flying.
Because
we've never had a Dragon Flying.
Never, ever. Fuck me, dude. That's so bad.
It's the best.
Can we have a Dragon type that's not, like, cries when it sees ice?
No. That's actually how they market ice types.
Well, not anymore, because then Fairy came along, and Fairy's like, here's a super OP thing.
Just rendered the ice type obsolete.
Completely useless. I can't believe ice type only resists itself.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's the worst defensive type.
It should resist water. Like, okay, I understand it's weak to fighting. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, it's weak to
Weak to steel, which also makes sense, I guess. Weak to fire, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's its only 3 weaknesses, but it should be strong against itself, against water, because water just makes more ice.
Yeah.
When it's in contact with super cold stuff. What other typing should it resist?
I don't know, dude.
At least water, man. Like, that was always so weird to me. Because water resists ice, doesn't it?
I was always caught off guard by the fact that, like, ice type doesn't resist water.
Hate.
Oh, yeah, we have 2 PTSD battles in the same episode.
PTSD battles.
Yeah. Instead of BDSP, it's PTSD.
PTSD. That's the name of the episode. PTSD Nuzlocke. What were we talking about?
They need to do something with the ice type though.
They do. They
either need to get rid of it altogether because it's terrible.
I wouldn't say get rid of it, but like make it better against other things.
But they need to buff it somehow.
Because what's it strong? It's strong against flying.
I would make it resistant to water, and I would make it resistant to grass.
Grass makes tons of sense.
I feel like if you just add those two resistances, it might be a little bit better.
That brings it from like the worst to average. You know what I mean? It's because because then that would make all like water ice types like way better.
Yeah. Because
now that you've lost, grass is no longer super effective. It's neutral now, which makes sense because ice is already super effective against grass.
So like ice Pokemon from a competitive perspective, they're really difficult to use because they don't have any significant like resistance.
Yeah,
they only resist ice. So like it's really, don't get too many opportunities to switch.
And then there's like a bunch of Pokemon that are like supposed to be defensive, but they're mono ice type, like Avalugg.
Yeah, Avalug's so they have to try and compensate by just going, okay, Avalugg, you're going to have like 200 base defense and 200 base HP.
And you'll still get one shot by a fire punch.
And you'll still get one shot by a fire punch.
Oh my goodness. Poor ice type.
If somebody even thinks about close combat in the same room as an Avalugg, you get knocked out.
Oh god, that's why that one gym in Gen 5 is so easy to beat.
Yeah.
Wolfrig or something like that.
Yeah.
That was Gen 5, right?
I believe so.
Gen 5 is the one I know like the least about. Because there was two of them.
Yeah. Gen 5 was kind of weird because like the second one was a direct sequel.
Mm-hmm. In the future.
But it kind of makes sense because it was mildly kind of a response to like the whole Unova Dex incident.
Yeah.
Because people were kind of up in arms at the time that the Pokédex only included, until the post-story stuff, the original Generation 5 Pokédex only included Unova Dex Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which didn't include any of the other generations. It wasn't like some of the new generations where, like, you'll have mostly new Pokemon and then a few, like, fan favorites sprinkled in.
Yeah.
It was just straight up like
all new Pokemon.
100, however many, like 120, 130, something like that, new Pokemon that you just could not access the previous generation stuff until after you completed the game. Until Black 2, White 2, which was when they reintroduced some of the previous generation's Pokemon.
Good enough.
I mean, I might be in the minority, but like even still at the time, I thought it was a really cool design decision. Because it forces you to put more thought into like what kind of Pokemon you're using and stuff like that, other than just going like
100% new Pokemon?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. Like, I wish they would do that more often. Not with every game, but like every few generations. Like, this is just 100% new Pokemon.
Yeah.
But in the post game, they should have it so you can get some of the older Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, here's, like, I know they're not doing it for Gen 9 because they've already shown that there's other Pokemon.
Yeah.
I forget which ones, but they also need to just kill Pokemon. Like, certain Pokemon. Like Chimecho.
Like just
Chimecho
like
can die.
Delete them.
Or, you know what would be cool with this generation? Because they haven't done it since Gen 4, is have like a mass like third evolution like release, because Gen 4 had all like the
instead
weird
of
in the middle.
of focusing on like just a bunch of new Pokemon,
just have some new evolutions. Yeah, I hope you can use Hisuian Pokemon in Gen 9.
I don't.
Why not?
Because I don't believe in the Hisuian region. It doesn't
exist.
It's just the back of the sun.
It's the back of the sun. We only see one side of the sun. Except for we don't. We see all sides of it. Except for the top or bottom. Just think about that one, scientists.
No, So I
Do
don't
not
know.
like Hisui? What happened? Because you were all
I'm
for.
afraid that, like, I don't know. So I think
It's related.
It could
related
be cool,
to Gen 4,
right?
Yeah.
No, it's not that. So I think it could be cool that for like Gen 9 to include Hisuian Pokemon in Hisuian forms. The thing that rubs me the wrong way is that Legends Arceus is now like a part of Pokemon Home.
Yeah.
So you can like store your Legends Arceus Pokemon into Pokemon Home. And I don't know, like, I'm just the type of person who, like, unless I'm specifically doing it for like a challenge run reason or something like that, I'm not really the biggest person to go, okay, well, this is what I want my team to be for this playthrough. Let me go get all of these Pokemon in another game and just import them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that destroys the spirit of the game.
I get what you're saying with that, but I feel like if you have like your favorite Pokemon or Pokemon you really enjoy, like,
yeah, like
go,
I have
go get it,
I have
go
no
play
problem
it. Because it's
bringing them over, but
mostly because one of my new favorite Pokemon is Hisuian Zoroark.
yeah.
It's super cool looking. Its typing is unbelievably good. It's only 2 times weak to Dark, and that's it. So, defensively, it's crazy good. But I get what you're saying. Like, my first like playthroughs of all Pokemon games are just straight what. Like, I only use what I can find. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's like a remake like BDSP, I made sure to trade Magby into my game, but that's still like within the realm because it's.
But
Pokemon that's
I'm
in
also
there.
the type of person who like really enjoys like going in blind and just like kind of, especially my first time through, going, okay, I want to experience this game more or less how it was intended.
I'm the same way, but like after you beat the game, and you like start a new file or whatever, or you just want to use a different Pokemon, I see there's no reason not to. And you can even do that in your first run. You know what I mean? It's up to you.
But yeah, I don't know.
It feels
something about it just doesn't feel correct.
You heard it here, folks. He hates Pokemon Home now. Do you even like Pokemon? That's the real question.
It's the only thing I like.
Oh man, it's so frustrating because I like Pokemon. Is not frustrating, but like weird to think about. Because when you go, you know, what's your favorite like game franchise? I like Pokemon doesn't even like come up in my like thought process.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like a default.
Yeah.
It's Pokemon grabbed me by the haunches at age 8, and it's never let go. I've played every Pokemon game, actually except for Gen 7. I've only played like a little bit of Gen 7.
That's like heresy to me.
I know it's your favorite. But
Gen 7 is the best.
I was in a weird spot, like in my life, and I started playing Gen 7, and it was so hand-holdy. I couldn't like get over it. I was like, I don't want to play this.
It is very
because
I fucking
it
love
was
the shit out of it.
There was like 3 or 4 times like really early in the game where like I was just exploring, and then some dude's like, whoa, you can't go there. You can't go in here. You have to like go back and
and
can't get past here.
It is kind of funny, because I don't think I would ever want to start a new game of Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
Just because of how much just nonsensical like dialogue sections there are. It's like you start the game and in like 30 seconds you're capturing a Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then it's literally like just 2.5 hours of them just shoving exposition down your throat. And I'm like, I'm not playing a Pokemon game to read fucking text boxes.
Exactly. I played Legends Arceus for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get past. I was like, just let me go run around and explore and catch Pokemon.
Yeah, it's like let us create this.
Like I'm cool with the tutorial where it's teaching you. All right, you hide. All right, and then you can throw these different balls to like try to conceal yourself. But they did that in the first like 10 minutes, and then after that, it's like, go fetch me this Pokemon.
And then after that, you're like literally just mashing your way through text box after text box after text box for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's like ludicrous.
I feel like it's almost to the point, kind of what you were saying, where it's like everything needs to be a little deeper. Everyone wants to have like deep lore and like super interesting stuff, but you can do that without a billion text boxes. Like, we're going through Dishonored right now, right? And there's so many things in Dishonored that are just like, here's the room, and the room tells the story on its own.
Yeah. Like, that's part of the thing, too, is like, are developers worried, especially, like, Pokemon developers who are, like, you know, building their games for their primary demographic, which is little babies. Like, do they just feel compelled to spell everything out so like they know that like, and I think about it, I'm like, maybe Legends Arceus is meant for like kind of an older demographic, because Legends Arceus is kind of a dark game.
Yeah, super dark.
Like, every time you're turning around and reading a new Pokedex entry, it's like, yeah, this Pokemon will show up in a swarm and just wipe out towns,
just kill out,
and there's nothing you can do about it. Snorlax will just roll into town, and your village is just fucked. He's gonna eat all your food, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And your village starves.
You're gonna starve to death because Snorlax ate all your food, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Also,
if you fail your trial to become a Pokemon trainer, you'll be banished from the town to be killed out in the wild.
The premise too is also really weird. Like, you're a person from the future that got shoved back in time.
Yeah.
And then Arceus is just like, here's a cell phone.
Yeah.
Like, it's
so
jarring.
Strange.
It felt like, why can't you just have it set in that time? You know what I mean? Like, why can't you just be a student set in this time?
I think it's because, like, especially with like the spin-off games, Nintendo is like, Game Freak, I should say, is like really into trying to create that sense of immersion.
To be fair, yeah, because if you want to talk about other dark games, like fucking Coliseum or whatever, opens up with you like robbing people and blowing up their base.
Yeah.
Like, you play as the villain.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're like the ex-villain.
Yes, you're the anti-hero.
So,
because they recruit you to the good guys.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
you open that game up with murdering a bunch of people.
I'm trying to think.
And you're in Jack 2 world.
Because Let's Go Pikachu was... Well, it was technically the first game released on the Switch.
First Pokemon game.
So I guess it's technically Generation 7.
That one falls under... I'm pretty sure it falls under Gen 8.
It's kind of like its own thing because it's got its own separate...
Because it's tied in with Let's Go. Or, yeah,
Pokemon Go. More than, like, any other generation.
Yeah.
And, like, it's all self-included because, like, I don't think it has, like, Pokemon abilities or anything like that.
No.
So it's got, like, its own whole competitive structure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what came before that. Because Pokemon has, like, a long history of, like, trying to immerse the player.
Yeah.
But, like, the whole idea starting with, like, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee is, like, you are literally being, like, isekai'd to the Pokemon world.
Is it like that?
Yeah.
How's Pokemon Go open? Let's Go Pikachu.
It starts with you sitting in your bedroom. It's supposed to be, like, a representation of, like, your literal bedroom.
Yeah.
And then Pikachu jumps into, like, out
and
into
shoves
the
you.
TV.
Yeah. It shoves you into
and
the
it's
TV.
like, come with me through the TV so we can go on our own isekai adventure.
You are going to Brazil.
And I think, like, during the introduction at some point, like, it's literally breaks the fourth wall and it's like, oh, you're like an adventurer from a different world or something like that is said. And it obviously goes the same route in Legends Arceus. So I think the thing that really kind of gets my goat about Legends Arceus, though, is that they go, okay, this is the founding of the Sinnoh region.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So it's not the Sinnoh region because that hasn't been established yet.
Yeah.
It's the Hisuian region.
Yeah.
And it does that dumb prequel thing where I hate, because now they have to justify how does Sinnoh exist without any of the Hisuian Pokemon.
Don't worry about it.
And that's the thing that really gets my goat.
Well, I mean, you could just go like they're extinct, I guess. Because this is like way before.
You can. But then how do you justify putting the Hisuian Pokemon into current generations?
And that's time travel, because Arceus.
And that's the actual reason why I'm so annoyed about like the potential of Generation 9 having Hisuian Pokemon.
Is it wouldn't make sense.
Is because it does that stupid prequel thing, because it had to be a prequel. It couldn't have just been its own thing.
Yeah.
Like, if they were just like, oh, you're helping to build, like, a new region, right? That, like, you haven't explored yet. Like, that would be fine. I would be 110% for that.
Yeah.
Because then it's easier to justify why Hisuian Pokemon have never been seen in, like, other generations.
Yeah.
But no, they had to do the stupid prequel thing, and now the Hisuian region is, like, the ancient Sinnoh region, and they have to figure out a way to kind of... what's the word I'm looking for? Like, kind of rectify the fact that, oh, Hisuian Pokemon are either extinct and they can't exist in current generations, or Hisuian Pokemon have always been around and oopsie daisy, we just forgot that they existed for a little while. Or you go just with the absolute cop-out, and that's just like, oh, you know, you can just send them into this box and you're using Arceus to send them back and forth through time.
Unfortunately, that's probably what it's going to be. And that's my problem with a lot of things, is like once they introduce like multiple universes / time travel and all that kind of stuff, it's almost like a guaranteed like cop-out, like you were saying. It's like there's... now it's like now anything can happen and anything can be canon, and it has to be done well. Like even Marvel, like the multiverse in Marvel has been like established forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a little different. They've had tons of time to do it. And in Dragon Ball, when they introduced it, they made it really interesting.
Yeah.
Because well, the video is about to end.
They made it really interesting because video just cuts off.
And then we don't talk about this. And then we don't talk about it at the start of the next episode.
And they'll never know. Nobody will ever know. This is how democracy dies.
With roaring applause.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I didn't even get to finish my thought.
You can finish your thought.
Final 30 seconds in the video where the end card is up. So that's what Dragon Ball does it really interestingly, because it's not like different Gokus and all that kind of stuff. They're just completely different people by. That's it. That is why, though. That's what makes it super interesting. Is that it's not like every universe is just a different variant of our universe. It's just...
You don't have to explain it to me.
I
get it. I got you.
I know.